America's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
We begin this midday with the big game tonight for Husker softball, hosting their...
When there's not doubt, there's freedom, and so that has just been a big theme this year that we've all felt.
A confident group now just 2 wins away from a Women's College World Series berth. Good morning, I'm Emma Norwood. Andrew has the rest of the morning off. Another sold-out crowd is expected tonight for this highly anticipated game. The Huskers are looking to get a 1-game advantage in the best of 3 series against old Big 12 rival Oklahoma State. Head coach Rhonda Revelle says she's confident in her team's ability to play its best on the biggest stage.
You've got to maintain your poise. You've got to make big plays and big moments. You know, when the lights are the brightest, you've got to be able to turn it on and play. I mean, it really comes down to execution in moments, but in order to execute in moments, you've got to be able to keep that poise. And honestly, that's why we started day one, stay in the moment, stay present, win this pitch, because you've got to do all those things to perform in those kind of moments too.
The Huskers getting some practice in at Bolin on Wednesday. Oklahoma State is no slouch. The Cowgirls actually were one of just 6 teams to beat the Big Red this season. They are also led by Omaha native Ruby Malin, who's one of the best pitchers in the country. Meanwhile, the university is clearing up some confusion over tickets. You may remember some fans weren't happy with their selection for the regionals. Channel 8 speaking to several fans about this issue just last week. Well, the Huskers are doing their best to get rid of any false accounts, gobbling up tickets for resale. They say they've caught at least 3 dozen accounts identified as ticket brokers. Those were removed from this weekend's ticket process. The university says any accounts engaging in similar reselling will be identified and banned. First pitch tonight is set for 8 o'clock. We're going to be there sending in videos to our Now Local News app and bringing you a taste of the atmosphere. Make sure to tune in to Channel 8 tonight at 10 o'clock for hopefully highlights of a Husker win. We'll also hear from the squad tomorrow morning, win or lose, ahead of Friday's game at Bolin. Just use the QR code on your screen to stay up to date on all Husker and breaking news. Let's take a look outside through our Allo Communications camera. Right now it's pretty chilly morning, not looking too great out there. Let's send things over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro with your midday forecast. Dom, what's it look like out there?
Hey, good morning, Emma. I know kind of off to a gloomy start here to your Thursday morning, and unfortunately, that's probably where we're going to stay here for the rest of the afternoon, too. And one thing of note for that softball game tonight, might be dealing with a few showers out there. We'll be breaking down the details on that here in a few minutes. But again, a cloudy look here through your Barry Law camera over downtown Lincoln. Just after 11 o'clock, temperatures at the Lincoln Airport in the upper 50s. We're at the lower 60s here at the KLKN Studios. Winds light out of the east between 5 and 10 miles per hour, but that cloud cover, it's just going to stick with us here for the majority of the afternoon. Upper 50s, low 60s, really for the entire state, so fairly consistent at least on that front. But winds for the moment a little all over the place, especially as you get out towards the west. But right now here in eastern Nebraska, out of the south and east, right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's manageable. Can't rule out a few gusts though as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon up to 25 miles per hour. It looks like we're just on the edge of some heavier cloud cover, but now starting to see that cloud cover build as you get out towards the Tri-Cities, Columbus, and then out towards central Nebraska too. So likely going to be dealing with at least some form of overcast skies here the rest of our Thursday. But temperatures going to stay right around the 60s, and that's about it going forward. Might want to keep that jacket handy too if you are heading out to the game tonight. Upper 50s here for that first pitch at 8 o'clock, and then down and still into the 50s as we're wrapping up. But your chances for showers only increase as we go throughout your Thursday evening and into the day on Friday. We'll have much more on that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Dom. Tonight, the north and southbound lanes of I-180 will close for bridge demolition. This is a look at that area now. The city will be removing the existing overhead structures over I-180 at Adams Street and Sun Valley Boulevard. The lanes do open back up every morning at 6 a.m., but then close again at 9 p.m. This is something to definitely keep an eye on for any late night or early morning travel. Developing now, the cost of having your car's oil changed could be going up.
I'm going to try to keep my prices the same, just like my labor rate.
It's not just gas prices hitting high levels. The oil to keep your car running is starting to take off. The war in Iran is impacting oil prices, which in turn could drive auto shops to increase their costs for an oil change. Our Jay Coleman is tracking this for us and explains what's happening right now in the capital city.
Wolfgang Auto Service.
With Memorial Day weekend approaching, people should prepare for a rise in costs of oil changes at local auto shops.
It's just going to be a little more, a little more pricey, I suppose.
But not at Wolfgang Auto Services. Terry Wolfgang says he hasn't changed his prices in 10 years. He doesn't plan to.
I try to keep it at a decent, affordable price to where we make a little bit of money, but, we want the customers to come back and service their cars on a regular basis.
Right now, according to Axios, there could soon be a shortage of motor oil stemming from the effects of the war in Iran, rippling down to everyone from oil-changing businesses, auto parts stores, and repair shops. Wolfgang does say his cost of supply has jumped by about an extra $1 per quart, but he's not too concerned about it, although he does anticipate it to rise.
Oh, I imagine if things don't settle down in our industry, we're gonna feel a crunch eventually. I mean, I think we're lucky right now because we're using up all of our supplies and stock and replacing as we can, and I haven't had any problems yet getting product.
He also says his main goal is to make a 30% profit. So as long as he stays above that line, he won't make any changes. Reported in Lincoln, Jay Coleman, Channel 8 News.
Happening today, a hearing that could impact bison reintroduction efforts in Nebraska. Since 1990, the Ponca tribe of Nebraska has grown a herd of more than 300 bison on almost 1,500 acres of pasture land. You're getting a look at those majestic creatures right now. Today, Congress is hearing H.R. 7954, a bill that would direct the Department of the Interior to work with Native tribes to support efforts like these. The Ponca tribe of Nebraska says they support this bill. We'll be sharing any details as we learn what Congress discusses on this bill. And also today, Bennett Martin Public Library will not open until 2 p.m. They say there will be water service work on 14th Street, so all morning programs are canceled. You can see the warning signs up already in this video submitted into our Now Local News app. They will still close at their normal time of 8 p.m. and they will return to their normal hours tomorrow. Only on 8, an emergency room paramedic is now a patient himself. A sudden cancer diagnosis had Matt McGuire worried how he'd support his family, but he didn't have to wait long as colleagues rushed to his rescue. Channel 8's Danielle De Silva has the story.
Matt and Nicole McGuire have made it their mission to help others. Nicole, a care manager at Bryan East, and Matt, an ER medic at Bryan West.
You see a lot of different things there.
But it never stopped them, Matt deciding to go to nursing school. But with one semester from finishing, doctors revealed he has stage 4 cancer in his kidneys that has spread to his brain.
We go back to work. How's school going to end? What are we talking about timeline? It was nothing but questions. But it stabilized quickly.
Thanks to special help from a special crew that Matt's a part of.
In the moment, you can count on these guys.
Matt Culver, also in the group as a nurse practitioner, says the tight-knit friends worked an intense weekend shift at Bryan West for years, relying on each other both on and off the clock, especially Matt.
Calmness about him that he always brings to a situation, and he's just a very empathetic person, and I think that just resonates with people.
When he learned Matt was sick, he knew they'd all help.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. This is supposed to be such a happy time for Matt. Like, he's finishing up his nursing degree. I really wanted to be able to give him some peace to just rest or to get ready for this fight that he's about to have.
So a GoFundMe was set up by another one in the group, Chris Cicero, within days reaching $25,000, then $50,000. Matt and Nicole were shocked again, but this time in a good way.
I just would have never in a million years predicted that. It's incredible, incredible. I can't thank everybody enough. We can't thank everybody enough.
Blessed and shocked. Shows the love that he has for the people that he's serve in the community and help with. So,
with lifted spirits, Matt says he's ready to fight the cancer, a strength he shares with his wife and their kids too. His message to others fighting this battle:
lean on the ones that are close to you. I mean, they want to help.
Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
Coming up after the break, a real-time solution to a real problem. CHI St. Elizabeth launching a new program to keep ER visitors informed. We're sitting down with the president to learn more about it. Don't go anywhere.
My dad says our new Linux system saves energy.
Well, saving energy means saving money.
A lot of money?
Yep.
Time for a raise in my allowance.
Savings year after year.
A big raise.
Call today for perfect air you can feel in your home and savings you can feel in your wallet.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Brian Hester Heating and Air today.
Most lawyers who market for personal injury cases have literally never taken an injury case to trial. The insurance industry knows that Friedman Law has the experience and know-how to present evidence in a jury trial, and that we're not afraid of taking cases to trial when necessary. Before you hire any lawyer for your injury case, ask them how many jury cases they've actually handled. You'll be stunned at the answer. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093.
Ernie's Mattress First, your local sleep specialists.
Find everything you need to start off the summer and get an 11% rebate at Menards. We're your one-stop shop for all your summer essentials. Whether you're stocking up on everyone's favorite snacks, making the patio perfect for entertaining family and friends, or getting ready to gather around the grill, Menards has everything you need for your get-togethers all summer long. Save big and celebrate with these hot deals at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
From big moments to local victories, we're here for all the action. Sports stories that go beyond the scoreboard. Every team, every matchup, every night, we're on your sideline. Channel 8, bringing you Nebraska now.
At Trudy's Dog Motel, we offer only this: personal professional attention and care for your pet when you're away. Trudy's, part of the Polaris Veterinary Center at 2000 North 112th. Trudy's, since 1963, your pet's home away from home.
Welcome back. New this midday, we're talking about a new solution to a common problem faced at hospitals. Now, if you've ever been to the ER, then you certainly know about the long wait times to even see a doctor. Well, CHI Health St. Elizabeth's is looking to do away with that through a new service called ER Advisor. It offers real-time updates for patients and their families. Here to share more is hospital president Tyler DeYoung. Tyler, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about this program.
Yes, so St. Elizabeth's is implementing a new technology, just implemented a few weeks ago, that allows our patients a little more visibility into their experience and wait times and timelines for their care. So they'll register when they admit, and then they'll get updates, which is a little uncommon. So obviously our care teams are giving them updates along the way, but this gives them a little more purview into what they might expect, timelines, and even have some ability to share that experience with their family.
Okay, so why did you guys take the initiative to implement this new service?
Yeah, so when you think about, we have about 28,000 patients that come through our emergency room every year, and that can be a fairly nerve-wracking experience where patients don't know what to expect. They have little information on what that looks like, how long they're going to be there. And so this is an opportunity for us to combat that anxiety and provide a little more visibility in terms of what they can expect when labs are going to return, what a timeline and a wait might look like, even accessing the emergency room, which thankfully in Lincoln here at St. Elizabeth's, our wait times are relatively low. So about 85% of the time we have almost no wait to have immediate access to an ER provider. And then in those really busy times, it could be up to an hour. And so this will give you a little more visibility into what you might expect before we're able to treat you and kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay. So next time someone is in your ER, how can they go about signing up?
Yeah, so luckily there's not another app you have to download with this technology. So when patients present to the emergency room, all they got to do is provide their number. They'll get a text prompt to log into the ER Advisor platform. And then it simply gives them updates all along the way. They're able to share those timelines with their family members even. So we have a few criteria that we will not allow patients if they're kind of in a life-threatening circumstance to access that technology, but very simple. It starts with a phone number and clicking on a link.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning and providing more information about this. We really appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
All right,
Thank you.
let's send things over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro for another check of the weather. Dom?
Yeah, Emma, heading into this weekend, we are looking at the chance for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, though we should clear out nicely as we head towards Memorial Day. Warmer in the forecast, too. Some more details on that coming up next.
Summer starts.
Pushing people out of their homes. Wildfires ravaging parts of California, including Simi Valley. Crews there are now focusing on the still smoldering hotspots that are near homes in the area. Neighbors are hoping the worst is behind them. Brittany Ehrman reports.
After days of fear, there are signs of relief in Simi Valley.
It's been a little nerve-wracking with all the fire.
The Sandy fire erupted Monday in the hills above the city. For the first time in 7 years living here, Howard Roth saw a wildfire burning outside his window.
We left for 5 hours Monday night, and we came back. Everything was pretty good.
But some residents are still on edge. Thousands of people remain under evacuation orders after the fast-moving fire threatened homes across parts of Ventura County. At least one home has been destroyed. David Kuska went to a nearby evacuation center Monday night, not taking any chances.
First thing I see is notice. Your house is in a mandatory evacuation area. You need to leave immediately. I thought, I think they're right. The heat, the smoke, I'm out of here.
Water drops, cooler temperatures, and calmer winds gave firefighters a chance to strengthen containment lines around neighborhoods. But even as conditions improve on the fire lines, smoke remains a concern across Southern California.
It's very smoky, like a campfire, like you've been camping for 3 days.
The South Coast AQMD has extended a smoke advisory through Thursday night, warning moderate air quality impacts could reach the LA Basin, Inland Empire, and Coachella Valley, depending on how the fires behave and how quickly crews can contain them.
We have an air filter thing going on, and just keeping the doors shut.
Residents are being urged to stay indoors when possible and wear a properly fitted N95 mask if they have to go outside. Some families say they're watching the containment numbers closely, hoping each update brings them one step closer to normal.
It's a scary time, and we've been through fires before, many, but this is the worst.
Yeah, I feel for anybody who's in the face of this coming at them, but I think we're all done here, so I'm happy.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
And happy Thursday, everybody. As always, taking a look here at the latest update to the drought monitor. And for once, I got a little bit of good news for you. So that's always a good thing here. This is last week's data. As we can see, extensive areas of extreme drought with a few pockets there of exceptional drought here in that dark red color, both close to McCook there and then out towards Scottsbluff. Now, if we take a look at this week's data, we saw a little bit of improvement, especially here in southeastern Nebraska. Also as well then down closer to southwestern Nebraska. This is, again, last week's here. And you see, that does shrink just a little bit. So not much, but we got at least a little bit of moisture here. And in fact, we got record rainfall, and I believe it was the 17th here in the capital city. And that was able to send us then from severe drought back to moderate. So that kind of gives you a picture as to how much precipitation we're going to need to really get out of this. I mean, we saw over 3 inches of rain here in Lincoln, and it's made a little bit of progress here. So we're going to need to see some more long-term rainfall, certainly in the forecast, before we start to see larger improvements than to the drought monitor. But hopefully we have some of that coming up here within the next couple of months. It's going to be kind of a long-term thing to get out of this, but hopefully some good news coming up here. So let's take a look then in the capital city. Cloudy here on your Honda of Lincoln camera at South 27th and Yankee Hill Road. Temperatures for the most part, though, in the mid-50s, upper 50s, and into the lower 60s as well. As we take a look at 59 degrees here at the Lincoln Airport, as well as Beatrice, 61 in York, 62 in Aurora, and the lower 60s for Kearney and Hastings. And just been kind of right on the edge of that cloud cover for most of the morning, and just maybe here might get a tiny area of sunshine as we head out to lunch, and then we'll likely see that cloud cover return as we go throughout the afternoon. Maybe a little spot shower here in between Lincoln and Nebraska City, but I think the majority of us are probably going to stay dry here for at least for the early afternoon hours. We'll see what kind of develops here in central Nebraska as we go throughout the rest of the day today. But taking a look at Stormcast going forward, we do expect those showers to continue out towards the west. They certainly would take the moisture as we saw just a little bit ago here. Could maybe even see a few rumbles of thunder out of this system as it moves on through for central and western Nebraska, though still here by about 5 o'clock, looking fairly clear in the capital city, though we do see those showers kind of shift closer to us as we get into your Thursday evening. So one thing to consider, that softball game, first pitch is at 8 o'clock. Here's 10 o'clock, getting a little close here, so hopefully we have enough time to kind of squeeze that one in. Could see maybe a few scattered showers and maybe a rumble of thunder for the start, or the end of that game. But here's the start of your Friday morning. As we can see, most of the precipitation stays out in central Nebraska, at least as we get ready to head out the door, but maybe not a bad idea to keep the umbrella with you just in case, especially if you're out towards the Tri-Cities. You're likely going to be seeing some good rain for that Friday morning commute. Then as here in the capital city, gets to us closer to the later morning hours, maybe early lunchtime, but again, still prepare for some rain. Then we could see a few scattered showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder in this line too. I know softball gets going again at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon, so this could certainly have an impact on that. And then baseball's up in Omaha at 5, still looking at a few scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms in there, so definitely going to have an impact here to your Friday plans. Though we do clear out then as we head into Memorial Day weekend. There is a small risk of severe weather today out mainly into far southwestern Nebraska and portions of the Panhandle. We do have a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk, mainly just keeping an eye there on an isolated severe storm or two. The majority of us should stay clear, though. Temperatures this afternoon for most of us upper 50s, lower to mid 60s, and a little bit cooler here for this time of year. Back down into the 50s then for those overnight lows, and then looking once again at a cooler day, but still a little bit warmer than as we head into your Friday. Then temperatures get into the 70s as we head towards Memorial Day there, 80s for really the majority of next week. So while it's been a cooler stretch, warmer weather looks to stick around as we head through the majority of next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Tom. And we have plenty more coming your way right after the break. Make sure to stick with us. is officially underway at Memorial Stadium. UNL is giving fans a new look inside the early stages of the project. Demo and foundation is already happening across the stadium.
A lot of noise in the background. We got our PPE on just to make sure that we're safe. We got our work boots on and eye protection for all of those involved. So follow us. As you can see, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty and really excited about what the future will look like. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll continue to demo. We'll continue to make things safe and prepare for all of the work that will happen for this fall.
The university sharing this video showing crews excavating dirt, removing old spaces, and installing new infrastructure inside Memorial Stadium. The school says more project updates are expected throughout the rebuild. And still ahead this midday, bracing for busy travel. How airports all over the country are preparing for Memorial Day weekend, including right here in Nebraska. We're also looking at those driving and how they're dealing with the rising cost of gas right after the break.
We're here for all the action. From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News Midday.
Right now, Eppley Airport is gearing up for a busy summer. The Omaha Airport says starting today, they're expecting a high volume of Memorial Day travelers. They're asking passengers to arrive 2 hours before their planned departure and to plan ahead by reserving parking and utilizing their interactive map. Now, they aren't the only ones bracing for a busy travel weekend. In Newark, air traffic controllers already diverting flights. Here's ABC's Christian Cordero with the challenges travelers are facing, including sky-high gas prices.
The busy Memorial Day travel weekend is ramping up, with some 45 million people expected to fly or drive at least 50 miles from home. Today is expected to be the busiest day for air travel, despite oil prices surging the cost of gas and jet fuel. Analysts say right now airfare costs 20% more than it did 1 year ago. In the New York City area, a sinkhole shut down a runway at LaGuardia Airport Wednesday, and air traffic controllers at Newark Liberty Airport diverted planes due to storms after telling pilots they reached capacity.
The tower just called us and said they cannot take any more airplanes. They are in gridlock tonight.
On the roads, AAA projects slightly more people will travel this year compared to last, while the average price of gas is also up, according to AAA, now at $4.56 for a gallon of regular. That's more than $1.30 higher than 1 year ago. Analysts expect prices will stay elevated as long as the war in Iran continues and the Strait of Hormuz is closed. President Trump insists prices will come down soon, saying an abundance of oil imports are on the way to the U.S., while downplaying the overall economic impact.
We cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. You want to see the world exploded? You want to see a problem? And this is peanuts.
Oil prices dipped slightly today as Trump said the U.S. and Iran are on the, quote, borderline of a deal. He warns Iran has until early next week to come to the table. It is the latest of at least 6 deadlines the president has threatened Iran with since the war began. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Let's take a live look now through our ABC Seamless camera right here in Lincoln. Shaping up to be kind of a dreary day out there. Not looking too great. Pretty cold this morning. Let's get an updated forecast from our meteorologist, Dominic Ferraro. Dom, is it going to be like this all day?
There's a chance. Now, there's also a chance we might see a little sunshine. I know we've been pretty gloomy here for the start of things, but if we take a look here off to the west on our Allo Communications camera, there's a little bit of blue skies out there. It's not much, and we'll see how long it sticks around, but we'll take whatever sunshine we can get, that's for sure. But certainly a cloudy start to the day here. Temperatures, though, fairly consistent across the state, upper 50s, low 60s here as we get ready for lunch on Thursday. And winds for the moment manageable out of the south and east in eastern Nebraska between 5-10 miles per hour. That does pick up then as 10 to 15, even closer to 20 at times as you get out towards the west, but you know, fairly manageable. We can deal with that. So might see a few gusts up to 25 this afternoon, but shouldn't be anything that ruins any afternoon plans. A few clouds out there then as you get out towards central Nebraska, starting to form here. You can really see a good view of that cumulus field popping up here on your visible satellite, and also a few showers as you head out towards southwestern Nebraska there just to the west of North Platte and McCook. And we'd love to see the moisture out there, that's for sure. So hopefully then going to continue to see these showers pop up as we go throughout the afternoon. Might even become a little more widespread as we get closer to 3-4 o'clock. That then takes a turn off towards the east as we get into your Thursday evening. And definitely the end of the softball game, something we'll have to keep an eye on here, at least for the capital city's rain chances. Another day of a few showers, possibly a few rumbles of thunder then for your Friday too. We'll have a better look at that in a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Tom. Right now, a new study says Grand Island is the top spot for safety. Smart Asset put Grand Island on their list for safest mid-sized cities in America. They ranked 57th out of the 300 cities on the list. The study examined violent crime, property crime, traffic fatality rates, and natural disaster risk. At the top of the list is Broomfield, Colorado, due to their below average crime rates and very low natural disaster risk rating. Developing now, new warnings about screen time and adverse consequences for children. Kids, put down your screens and be in the moment. That's what a new government report is advising after finding children spend way too much time in front of screens. ABC's Andrea Fuji has the new recommendations, which may come as a shock to some parents.
Live real life. That's the motto of a new Surgeon General report on the dangers of too much screen time for kids. The report, calling it an urgent public health issue, found some kids are now spending more time on devices than they do sleeping or attending school.
Our message to children is simple: life exists beyond the screen.
Experts warning even some toddlers are now spending multiple hours a day in front of a screen, setting up potential mental health issues and poor developmental and educational outcomes. The report outlines these recommendations. Children younger than 18 months, no screen time. Under 6, less than 1 hour per day. And kids ages 6 to 18, 2 hours per day. That may be a shocker to parents because surveys show most teens these days currently average 8 or more hours per day.
When we give teens a screen, one that provides them with a never-ending loop of quick dopamine hits, they quit going after the real-life ones.
The report stresses the live real life motto must be all-encompassing, not just at home, but schools too.
Experts advise parents to lead by example and create regularly scheduled screen-free times. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
Right now, Nebraska is getting its own pavilion at America's 250th birthday celebration. Governor Pillen says Nebraska will take part in a massive national celebration next summer in Washington, D.C. The state will showcase its agriculture, industries, and culture on the National Mall. The Great American State Fair will run from late June through early July of next year, bringing together all 50 states to celebrate America's 250th birthday. More details about the exhibits and partnerships are expected in the next coming weeks. Well, still to come, you could be seeing a large fire covering acres in a part of town today. Find out where and the restrictions you could face in that area. Latest research in Nebraska agriculture. The Nebraska on Farm Research Network conducting over 115 projects in the last year. These projects examine treatment differences like yield and disease pressure, among other issues. They also worked with UNL Extension to conduct trials and topics like fungicide and cover crops. Today's webinar will break down this research at noon. Registration is still open for those interested. And Parks and Rec is planning to conduct another prescribed burn today. This time they are burning about 12 acres southwest of 14th Street and Yankee Hill Road. A portion of Jamaica North Trail will be closed during this project. The area between the 14th Street crossing and Rock Island Trail Connector Bridge will not be accessible from noon to 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, I know we got kind of a cooler Thursday afternoon on the way here, but as we head towards really your Memorial Day weekend and towards the end of the month, we are looking at temperatures to warm up here. It's your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and as we can see, portions of eastern Nebraska, decent shot at being above average. We're likely going to return here to the 80s, and looks like that's probably where we'll stay then for the majority of next week. Now, in terms of our precipitation chances, also some decent news there, especially out towards the west. I know they're going to get some good shots at some precipitation today, likely then tomorrow too, and hopefully that'll helps out the drought monitor once again. And then as those precipitation chances do look to taper off just slightly here, of a slightly lower chance of being above average in eastern Nebraska on your 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, but still a couple chances of some precipitation then in the long-term forecast that we'll have a look at here in a few minutes. Here in Beatrice, though, still kind of a cloudy start. I know we're starting to maybe see a little bit of sunshine here in the capital city, but on your Shones roofing camera, still looks to be fairly overcast as we take a look there off towards the west. Upper 50s in Beatrice, as well as us here in the capital city. Upper 50s, low 60s really for the majority of the state. Maybe take the jacket with you if you are planning to head out to lunch today, but shouldn't be too bad of an afternoon out there, even though we are on the cooler side. It's 61 in Hebron, 60 in Grand Island, and 62 up in Columbus. And there's, again, right on the edge here of that clearing and a little bit of cloud cover as we've really spent much of the morning under overcast skies. Might get a brief shot at some clearing there, but it looks like then we're starting to see that cloud cover develop as you get out towards York and then off towards the west there as well. So likely going to just really see partly to mostly cloudy skies the rest of the way, but we'll take whatever sunshine we can get. And then off towards the west as well, looking at those chances for showers. These are going to continue then to move off towards the north and a little bit there to the east as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon, as we can see here on Stormcast. So that kind of develops, becomes a little more widespread. This area right here, all, certainly an area that could use the moisture. So hoping for that too. Might even see a few rumbles of thunder out of that towards the afternoon. Best chances for maybe a severe storm or two are far out in the panhandle today as we go throughout the afternoon and evening, but the majority of us then just get a chance at some much needed moisture as we go throughout the rest of the day. Here's 10 o'clock. This is getting a little close to the capital city, especially there with that softball game a little later tonight. So something to keep an eye on if you're heading down to Bolin tonight. And then as we head towards your Friday morning here, fairly clear for the moment. A few spot showers you get towards Columbus, Grand Island, and then better chances for precipitation off towards the west of that. That line will continue then to move off towards the west as we move through, towards the east as we move through your Friday morning. Even looking at a few showers here later in the morning for the capital city. Also can't rule out another rumble of thunder or two as that moves on through, and then might even get a secondary line of storms that pops up behind that as the system then continues to depart the central plains here on your Friday afternoon. Again, unfortunately, potential impacts there for both softball and baseball as we go throughout the day. Friday, I know we've got the Super Regional here in town and the Big Ten tournament up in Omaha, so hopefully not too big of an impact on that, but just maybe you're ready for a few delays on both of those events going forward. This afternoon, though, still on the cooler side. Temperatures here in the low to mid 60s across southeastern Nebraska. Might see a gust or two up to 25, but really should be a fairly pleasant day, just a little bit breezy as we go throughout the afternoon, but likely going to see that cloud cover stick with us as well. For your Friday, then back into the upper 60s, and we slowly climb as we go through the weekend. 70s by Saturday, sunny there on Sunday. Looks like we're a day off there on Memorial Day, but 87 for Memorial Day. We'll get that changed. 86 then on your Tuesday, so likely going to be sticking then with the 80s going forward, as we mentioned there in your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Best chance of precipitation, though, after the next couple of days, likely going to wait till the middle of next week.
Thank you so much, Dom. Developing now, more backlash over President Trump's IRS compensation fund. The money is meant to compensate his political allies using taxpayer money, but a new lawsuit seeks to stop it. And some congressional Republicans say they are looking for ways to put guardrails on the plan. ABC's Karen Travers has more from the White House.
Opposition is mounting to the $1.8 billion fund established as part of President Trump's settlement with the IRS over the leaking of his tax returns. Senate Republicans hearing from Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche today, according to multiple sources, as Republican outrage over the so-called anti-weaponization fund is complicating leadership efforts to advance the $70 billion immigration enforcement bill. Multiple people familiar with the negotiations confirmed to ABC News that some Republicans are considering including guardrails for the fund as they work on revisions to the bill.
It sends a signal, hey, go breach the Capitol, destroy the building, assault police officers, you may even get compensated for someday. That's absurd.
The Department of Justice says the fund is aimed at compensating people President Trump claims were mistreated by the Justice Department during President Biden's time in office.
People were destroyed. They went to jail. Their families were ruined.
Some of the people who went to jail were people who attacked police officers during the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Now, two of the officers who helped protect the Capitol during the riot are suing to stop the fund, calling it a taxpayer-funded slush fund to finance the insurrectionists and paramilitary groups that commit violence in his name.
We're not asking to be compensated for this. We're asking for this to be stopped.
Blanche has publicly defended the fund on Capitol Hill and hasn't committed to setting a policy to ban money from going to anyone who assaulted police. Blanche says a commission will decide who gets payouts from the fund, but Blanche will appoint the members of the commission and the president will oversee it.
Just to be clear, people that hurt police get money all the time.
The terms of President Trump's settlement with the IRS were expanded to end all IRS audits of the president, his family, and his businesses. The president says he had nothing to do with the settlement. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Coming up, humanoid robots causing major concern. Meet a high-tech bot made in China and being operated here in the U.S. Why experts say it poses a risk to national security.
Meet
These high-tech machines made in China could transform how we live for good or for bad. ABC's Aaron Katursky, has the details.
Meet Ed.
Hi, Ed. Ed is a humanoid robot. Ed has moves too. He's still mastering the village people, but he can call an elevator. After you. And once outside, Ed's up for a jog. Come on, Ed. Let's go. Ed is fun, even a bit cheeky.
Ready to shine like a superstar.
Sometimes Ed has a mind of his own. Ed is made in China, and experts say he poses a risk to U.S. national security.
When it walks around, it learns about the environment. It sees everything. It records it. Second, it has eyes, cameras, it has microphones, so it hears everything. And it is sending information that is seeing, recording back to the manufacturer in this case.
Which is in China.
Which is in China, yes.
Ivan Serini ordered Ed, one of the first humanoid robots available to consumers, from Unitree Robotics. He took it apart, analyzed it, and shared his findings exclusively with ABC News.
Since it can be controlled remotely, that remote control can be definitely taken over. So it's fun to play with Ed as long as we have control over him.
Can someone take control of the robot without us knowing?
Yes, definitely it can be hacked. Imagine there are 200,000 ads, and they're doing everything that you want them to be doing at your offices and your manufacturing floors or at homes. Now imagine if they're all spying.
China's advancements in humanoid robots are alarming some in Congress, who are now calling for new policies and restrictions. It sounds like something out of science fiction, or the Terminator, or, I don't know, weaponized Ed does not sound like a friendly robot.
Yeah, now imagine the humanoid robots knowing how to pick up a gun or a knife or any other weapon or an object and turn it into a weapon. It's definitely a concern. I don't want to scare anyone from humanoid robots.
Too late.
My bad. But definitely, security concerns and privacy concerns are real. But they're solvable.
Ed marks the next leap in technology that could change how we live. He could spare humans from dangerous work in mining or manufacturing, or he could be put to work in your house.
Ed, you are drawing quite a crowd.
Ed is certainly popular with the people.
Hey, how are you?
Now think of bringing a robot into your home that's recording everything and might be subject to the control of a master thousands of miles away. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Coming up after the break, a family heirloom returned. How a big company is helping one family honor the life of a loved one and a journey they'll never forget.
Someone who gets your sense of style is appreciated, especially after being in a hospital gown all week. The Synergy Effect, brought to you by Synergy Home Care.
Locally owned since 1963, Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln offers a huge variety of RVs. Unlike competitors' same old models, your choice is always uniquely yours. All types, all styles, all price ranges. Get out and live life. Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln. Camp better.
Heartland of Nebraska Windows is proud to offer the lowest prices for high-quality windows. You can buy more expensive windows from a bigger company, but can't buy windows from a better company than Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Call today for your free estimate.
At Spectrum, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between speed, reliability, and value. That's why Spectrum fiber-powered internet gives you all three for just $40 a month. No contracts, no commitment. Just great internet at a great price. Spectrum fiber-powered internet delivers the fastest and most reliable internet for everything you do at home. Streaming, gaming, and connecting. Switch today and get Spectrum fiber-powered internet for just $40 a month. Call now or go online.
Welcome to Comfort Made Mattress Factory's new South Point location. Every mattress is built right here just for you. Any size, any shape, any comfort level, and backed with our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Every story starts somewhere, and so many begin at the library. It's where curiosity is sparked and futures are shaped. This Give to Lincoln Day or anytime, support the foundation for Lincoln City Libraries, because great libraries don't just hold stories, they help write them.
It's not always about hitting the right notes. It's about a career in tune with your life. The Synergy Effect, brought to you by Synergy Home Care.
Right now, a simple pair of sneakers are now a special, sentimental object for a family. Nike's very first nationally broadcast commercial, which aired back in 1982, focused on the science behind what would eventually become an iconic shoe and an iconic brand, but a brand that is not too big to help one family honor their mother in a very special way. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay with the story.
I never thought I would see these again.
Megan Tobias is surrounded by her family in New Jersey, holding blue Nike sneakers. But not just any sneakers. Her late mom Sandy's favorite sneakers, which Sandy often referred to as my drip.
She wore them to her clients. She wore them on an anniversary trip. She wore them to church. She wore them everywhere.
Megan designed these Nike Air Max 97s for Sandy as a Mother's Day gift a few years ago. She wanted them to match her blue car.
She just wore them like nonstop. It was like, I think the first thing that she owned that was really like something she made for herself.
In 2022, Sandy died from an aggressive form of non-smoker's lung cancer. It was her wish to be cremated in those sneakers. Her ashes will be spread in Alaska, a place she dreamed of going to but didn't get to before she passed. Megan had an idea: recreate the sneakers for the whole family to wear on that trip to spread Sandy's ashes. But when she went on the Nike website,
I just noticed that the colors were gone. Like there were less customization options and then the colors weren't there.
She posted her story on TikTok.
I'm hoping that somehow Nike can see this and they can help me make this exact customization of my mom's sneaker.
Eventually, catching the attention of Nike.
Once we were notified about it, we were just like, we've got to do it. We've got to make it happen.
And a few months later, a big box arrived.
Included 2 pairs for each of you, along with an extra pair to honor your mom.
2 pairs of blue sneakers for the whole family, with engraving that says, my drip, and Sandy's name on the tongue.
When I was opening them, It brought back the memory of my mom opening her sneakers for the first time and seeing her face.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Let's take a look through our Barry Law camera right now. Looking pretty nice out there, actually. Maybe the sun's peeking through. We'll be right back with a final check of our forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Be the first to report breaking news with the Now Local News app. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app and submit real-time photos and videos of unfolding events. Your quick submissions help keep the community informed and can even be featured on air. Earn points for your submission and redeem them for Visa gift cards. Join the front lines of local news. Download the Now Local News app and share your story today.
The best sale of the year is here now at Lincoln Mattress and Furniture. For a limited time, save 50% off MSRP pricing on all furniture. Shop our 22,000 square foot store, packed with furniture. Savings at 50% off. In stock and special orders are included. Plus, save up to $700 off on iSeries and save $1,000 on Beautyrest Black. At Lincoln Mattress and Furniture, your hometown store.
Aqua Living and Whisper Outdoors massive Memorial Day sale. Save big with our lowest prices of the year. American-made hot tubs as low as $22.99. 20 models under $49.99. Swim spas starting at $12,999. Plug and power spas with high performance and no special wiring. 60 months no interest financing with zero money down. Bad credit, no problem with in-house financing. Everyone's approved. Additional discounts and savings for our veterans. Aqua Living and Whisper Outdoors massive Memorial Day sale. Go to hottublife.com.
Oh, hey, Bill. Hi, John. Looking sharp. You're going to do great.
Grandpa!
All right, Dom, break it down for us. What's in store for the rest of the day?
So likely a little cooler here for the rest of the work week, and I know we have that chance for a few showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two on Friday, but good news for those Memorial Day weekend plans. We are starting to see a little more sunshine then by Saturday, warmer on Sunday. Don't worry, I got the icon moved to Monday. This is what happens when I try and make the 10-day graphic before having my coffee in the morning. So not going to make that mistake again. Upper 80s then for the first half of next week. Might have another chance at a few showers there on Wednesday, maybe a few storms if we could deal without the severe weather. So hopefully it's just some good moisture, but looks like we're going to be sticking around here in the 80s as we go through the end of next week.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Dom. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tonight at 4:30, 5, and 6 o'clock with Rod Fowler. GMA 3 is coming up next.
Come see us at our new South Point location. Locally owned, comfort-made mattress factory. Handcrafted, built right here, and backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
At Stanton, you get the best value. 2 pairs for just $79. A free eye exam, anti-glare made same day.
That's value you can actually see.
Smart, simple, Stanton.
Looking to upgrade your home's electrical system? Wolf Electric is here to help. From panel diagnostics to custom installs, our licensed experts handle it all. Whether it's an outdoor outlet or a ceiling fan, we bring safe, code-compliant solutions to every job. Backed by a 1-year warranty. Schedule your free quote today.
For the quality furniture you're looking for, make the drive to Beatrice and visit Sheer Quality Furniture. Offering free delivery to Lincoln. High quality furniture at a great price. Sheer Furniture in Beatrice.
At Stanton, we sell great frames. All sorts of frames. Over 1,000 frames, starting at just $79.
I saved money, and I see great.
Smart, simple, Stanton.
Start your morning at 5, 6, and 11 a.m. with Andrew Ward.
It's time for GMA 3.
Memorial Day weekend travel off to a turbulent start. A ground stop at Newark Airport.
The tower just called us and said they cannot take any more airplanes. They are in gridlock tonight.
New York's LaGuardia Airport shutting down a runway because of a sinkhole. More than 1,000 flights canceled as millions head out for the holiday. We have the best and worst times to leave. Shark alert. The law just passed that could protect you at the beach and the possible first great white shark sighting of the season. Game changer? The new weight loss medication promising to deliver results, how it works, and when it could be available. And how did our galaxy inspire The Mandalorian? Director Jon Favreau and his real-world inspirations as we get ready for The Mandalorian and Grogu to open in theaters. It's time for GMA 3.
We cannot get enough of The Mandalorian and Grogu. I know that you're going to see it soon.
Now I realized, oh my gosh, we're going to struggle to get tickets. But
I'm right behind you. I'm going to get tickets for that as well. Hi, everyone. I'm Morgan Norwood. So good to be with you.
And I'm Ginger Z. We are so glad that you could join us on this Thursday.
Yeah, and coming up here, Dr. Tara Narula is here to tell us about the promising results for a powerful new weight loss medication and how it compares to the ones that are already available on the market.
Amazing. And do some great beauty products that you don't have to break the bank for. Tori Johnson has Deals and Steals Beauty Bonanza with products as low as $7.50.
I already see some products that I have my eyes on, but we do begin with that rough start to the Memorial Day travel rush. A sinkhole, unbelievable, opening up on the runway of a major airport, delaying flights, while a record number of people are getting ready to hit the roads and the skies for the holiday. Will Reeve is on the tarmac at LaGuardia Airport with the latest. Hi, Will.
Hey there, Morgan. 45 million people are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home this Memorial Day weekend. And for the more than 3.5 million people who are expected to fly, a bit of midweek mayhem, especially here at LaGuardia Airport, because yesterday crews found a sinkhole that had opened up near one of LaGuardia's 2 runways. That caused a lot of problems. They had to shut down that runway as they rushed in to get it fixed. That led to delays and cancellations. That problem then compounded by thunderstorms that rolled into the region. Meanwhile, over at Newark Liberty International Airport, air traffic controllers had to divert planes because they were at capacity. So lots of problems heading into this holiday weekend, especially because today is expected to be the busiest travel day of all. 54,000 flights expected to take off system-wide. And then within the next week, TSA projecting they will screen 18 million passengers and crews. This all comes as ticket costs have risen 20% year over year, guys.
Terrible timing. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Will. So, question is, how will the lines be at the country's major airports, especially LaGuardia? And that is where WABC's Lindsay Tuckman is with what to expect as you get ready to fly. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Ginger. I'm here outside of LaGuardia Airport where flights have been taking off behind me here. That's the good news. But there also has been a ripple effect of delays and cancellations after that sinkhole was found near one of the airport's 2 runways, shutting down that runway altogether. Earlier this morning, this is what the departure board looked like inside LaGuardia Airport's Terminal B. Around 12 flights canceled and 14 were delayed within just a few hours of the airport opening at 6 a.m. as that runway was still closed from the overnight construction. Now, we did speak to passengers arriving who say it was all very frustrating because they didn't know what had happened. They were left scrambling to rebook flights ahead of the busy holiday weekend, and lines were also getting long at security because of the busy travel weekend. Now, the sinkhole was found yesterday on a taxiway closing that nearby runway, and that led to hundreds of delays and cancellations yesterday, putting planes out of place for today. Guys?
Yeah, such a good idea to give yourself extra time, especially during this.
Such a central place, and so many planes come from there, so check ahead.
Our thanks to Lindsay Tuckman. Now we do take you to the roads where tens of millions of Americans won't just be facing traffic, but also the highest gas prices of the year. Stephanie Ramos joins us with more. Hey, Steph.
Hey there, Morgan. So it's going to be busy out there. Here's a look at what to expect on the roads this Memorial Day weekend with 39 million Americans expected to drive. AAA says that on the roads, there will be a slight increase compared to last year, but gas prices are definitely higher. The national average is now $4.56 a gallon. And one company that tracks traffic says the worst times to drive will be Thursday and Friday afternoons, especially between 3 and 6 p.m.